Y'all tuned to 92.9 WMSR, Miami's swamp radio, where the static's thick, the truth is slippery, and the past ain't gone. Just keeps crawling out of the mud like it heard its name on the wind. This is In Country, and I'm Billie Jo Beam, sitting here with a mason jar of shine brewed in a radiator that definitely failed inspection, a Marlboro hanging loose like it's reconsidering its life choices, and the memories that smell like diesel fuel, swamp water, and a pair of boots that survived 3 hurricanes and 1 bad marriage. Folks say the past is behind you, but out here in the Everglades, the past that's got airboat keys, night vision goggles, and a habit of showing up uninvited. So settle in, sweetheart. We're going back in country. And the ghosts already buckled their seatbelts. Back in the day, Americana wasn't curated playlists and boutique diners. Hell no, it was gas station chili dogs that violated at least 3 federal guidelines, a jukebox that only played Merle Haggard because every other record had PTSD, and a Ford pickup that rattled like a Claymore mine having a midlife crisis. Folks call it nostalgia. I call it the soundtrack to a country that duct taped its soul together, stapled the corners, and said good enough for government work. Americana was a porch swing held up by hope and 2 rusty chains, a cooler full of beer, colder than your ex's voicemail, and a road atlas with coffee stains shaped like the lower 48. It was your cousin Buckshot swearing he could fix the carburetor with a butter knife, prayer, and pure American stubbornness, right before the engine backfired and baptized him in motor oil. It was a time when the only artisan thing in town was the guy who could whittle a whistle out of a corn cob, and the only boutique was the bait shop that sold fireworks under the counter. And maybe that's why I love it. Americana wasn't pretty, but it was honest. It was loud, greasy, half-broken, and somehow still running, just like the rest of us trying to outrun our ghosts on a 2-lane highway. Sometimes the swamp fog rolls in thick as courthouse gossip, and I swear I hear Hueys beating the sky like they're trying to shake loose the last decade. 1 sip of this shine, brewed in a pressure cooker that once doubled as a landmine detector, and suddenly I'm back in the Mekong Delta counting tracer rounds like glow-in-the-dark mosquitoes with anger management issues. Funny thing about war, you don't remember the speeches, you remember the smell of wet socks marinated in swamp funk, the taste of rations that could patch drywall, and the sound of your buddy's laugh right before the jungle swallowed it like it was collecting voices for its private vinyl archive. Dark humor keeps you sane, like saying, at least the mosquitoes got promoted, or if the leeches start saluting, we're in trouble. You remember the lieutenant who thought a map was just a suggestion, the radio that only worked when you cursed at it in 3 languages, and the monsoon rain hitting your helmet like God was throwing gravel with intent. Folks say the past fades, mine don't fade. It shows up riding an airboat, wearing my old dog tags, smoking my cigarettes, asking why I never returned its lawn chair. And every now and then, when the cicadas start screaming like they're reenacting the Tet Offensive, I swear I hear my old squad yelling, "Keep your head down, Beam." These days my head's down, my shine's up, and the ghosts, they're louder than the radio and twice as opinionated. Discipline back then wasn't meditation apps or podcasts telling you to breathe through your feeling. Hell, the only breath work we had was trying not to inhale the diesel fumes off a convoy that hadn't passed inspection since Eisenhower. Discipline was keeping your rifle cleaner than your conscience, your boots laced tighter than your last alibi, and your head lower than the grass that whispered your name like it was taking roll call. Superior officers barked like they were auditioning for a discount war movie. But the real lessons came from the mud that grabbed your ankles like a clingy ex, the sweat that tasted like rust and regret, and the silence after the firefight, that heavy, holy quiet where even the cicadas shut up like they knew better. And let me tell you, moonshine burns just like napalm, but at least it don't come with paperwork, reprimands, or a captain asking why the tree line looks slightly more on fire than usual. Folks today talk about self-care. Back then, self-care was not stepping on a punji stick, hoping your socks didn't grow mold with opinions and praying the leeches were feeling merciful. Discipline wasn't a lifestyle. It was a survival tactic, a cosmic joke, and a whispered promise to the universe that if it didn't kill you today, you'd try again tomorrow with cleaner boots and worse decisions. 92.9 WMSR. This is In Country, Miami Swamp Radio, where the night don't just sweat back at you. It fogs up your windshield, steals your lighter, and asks if you remember its birthday. Americana ain't apple pie, sweetheart. It's a ghost riding shotgun in a pickup with 3 mismatched tires, drinking from the same jar, telling you stories you ain't sober enough, insured enough, or spiritually prepared enough to hear. Because out here in the swamp, the memories don't fade. They reload, recalibrate, and if you listen real close, you can hear them racking another round just to make sure you're paying attention.